Hi, I want to thank ACHD for its efforts to hold U.S. Steel accountable to the Clean Air Act and the opportunity to share our assessment with the proposed agreement. These comments are on behalf of the Breathe Project and 12 other regional community health organizations that have signed on. We support the fact that U.S. Steel must repair and upgrade some portions of the Clairton Coke Works. You've heard here tonight a pledge of $200 million. We think that number should be inked into the deal so that that can't be backed out later on. These repairs will likely reduce some air emissions from the plant. We generally support the concept of allocating penalty money so they are used for projects to improve health. We also have some concerns. The agreement does not provide sufficient incentive to curtail future emission violations and can be viewed as a pay-to-pollute arrangement. The civil penalty of $2.7 million is just 0.25% of U.S. Steel's net earnings of $1.1 billion, or 0.2% of U.S. Steel revenue of $14 billion from last year. That's the equivalent of a Pittsburgh family paying $11.70. These numbers are hardly a deterrent for stopping U.S. Steel from polluting by investing in its equipment. It's simply less expensive for U.S. Steel to keep paying fines instead of upgrading their equipment. We believe this agreement should require U.S. Steel to shut down and repair old coking batteries that cannot operate lawfully, because penalty fines don't appear to be sufficient deterrent. The settlement agreement does also not go far enough in requiring U.S. Steel to invest in major new pollution controls. U.S. Steel was quoted saying it would cost them $400 million to shut down and completely repair old leaking batteries. They can afford to do this given their profits. Many of the agreement's proposed repairs take too long, in many cases not for another 2 to 5 years. These repair timelines need to be significantly shortened to protect the health of the community members within 12 to 18 months maximum. U.S. Steel should outright replace batteries 1, 2, and 3 instead of applying Band-Aid repairs to the facility that dates from the 1950s. The process of selecting environmental compliance auditor should be an open, public, transparent process that's open to public comment. The audit report should be released publicly and easily accessible, posted on a public website. ACHD needs to drive U.S. Steel to a standard of 100% compliance with emission requirements. The current agreement does not guide U.S. Steel to pursue quality in its processes. In Six Sigma quality operations, people are operating at a 99.99966% rate of compliance, nowhere near what U.S. Steel is being held to, which is only 98% compliant. They need to significantly update and upgrade that. ACHD needs to ensure that the Community Benefit Trust is set up to be forever independent of U.S. Steel. ACHD needs to ensure that the Community Advisory Panel is set up to operate with a high degree of transparency and accountability, and that ACHD needs to continue to project its authority to establish strident coke oven regulations. Thank you very much for the opportunity to provide these comments.
Thank you for your comments.